Hey, what's going on? You're in the secret level here with Gurns, and today we got a video on building your own jungle farm. So this isn't going to be a jungle farm on actually farming jungle monsters. I have a different farm for that and a different video for that. This jungle farm is actually going to be mainly for farming Plantera bulbs, as well as farming jungle bait, and also live fruits as well. So it's kind of like a 3-in-1 thing that stays a lot closer to my house. Alright, so here we go. So there are numerous benefits to having your own little jungle farm / arena near your house, and that's why I highly recommend it. So the first thing I will say though is if you look at my map here, you don't want to build it right beside your actual house. Mine's, as you can see, a little bit below it, because what that would do is it would cause parts of your house to become technically a jungle biome, and you don't want that. Okay, so as far as the benefits goes, the first one, oh, butterfly dust. The first one here is that it spawns Plantera bulbs. And for those that might not know, Plantera is a boss that starts to spawn in hard mode after you've defeated the first 3 mechanical bosses. And she spawns a bit differently than other bosses. The only way to basically spawn her is you have to destroy one of these little pink bulbs. And these pink bulbs just spawn randomly in a jungle biome. And you don't really want to be fighting her in the regular jungle biome because that would be pretty difficult, what with its weird terrain. You want to have like a nice wide open arena type area to fight her in. So that's the first benefit there, is it will spawn these Plantera bulbs here pretty frequently, so you can come back and farm her for all that great Plantera loot, nice and often. So the next benefit here basically is these little bushes that you can see all over on these little rows here. And the reason for that is because these things, as you can see, just destroy a couple, there you can see one there, they spawn jungle bait. And jungle bait is a lot stronger than regular bait, like grasshoppers or worms. So it's nice to have a consistent supply of that if you like to do a lot of fishing for those awesome fishing potions. I highly recommend them if you guys aren't, if you haven't discovered them yet, because those fishing potion buffs are amazing. They're pretty key, very, very important for me for some of the harder boss fights and stuff like that. So the next benefit is the life hearts that it will spawn. And life hearts, if you're not aware, basically are these things right here, these little fruits that will spawn randomly in the jungle biome once hard mode is unlocked. And what they do is they take your max 400 life, assuming you have max 400 life, up to a max of 500. So it turns those nice, it turns those red hearts into these nice little yellow hearts here, and lets your max health go from 400 to 500. Pretty important, especially once hard mode is unlocked. So those will spawn pretty frequently here. There'll be like 1 or 2. You can see there's one right there actually. That will spawn every time you come back. So you'll have a nice consistent supply of those, and you'll get to your max 500 health in no time. So the next benefit here, I know there's a bunch of benefits for this one, is you can actually make a little fishing area if you want. So you can have a nice convenient jungle fishing biome. You know, a nice safe place to basically fish those jungle fish. Or if the angler NPC has you go into the jungle biome for some sort of quest fish. So the next benefit, I know he's not here right now for whatever reason, is you can make a little house here for your witch doctor. And in case you didn't know, the witch doctor, if he's living in the jungle biome, he'll sell you all sorts of extra goodies that are pretty awesome. Mostly, I think they're mostly geared around summoning type stuff. But it's a lot of great little items that he sells, like the Hercules beetle and stuff like that, basically. So, and he only sells those items when he's in the jungle biome, so it's nice and convenient to have like a nice close and safe area to move him into, either temporarily or whatever, or permanently if you want, so you can have that stuff accessible. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the actual benefits go. So let's see how I've set mine up here, basically. So the first thing you're going to want to do is basically clear out a fairly large area. Ideally in, well, not ideally, but in the underground level or below. Otherwise, those Plantera bulbs will not spawn. And as far as the actual size of the area goes, that's more or less up to you. I mean, you can get a general idea of how large mine is right here. That was the top right there. And the bottom, I'll show you real quick here, is just right down here. And it's basically just based on how much room you need, you feel that you need to fight Plantera. And I found that this was more or less enough for me, so I kind of stopped it at here. So other than that, if you take a look at the wiring here, I have a bunch of rows of gray brick. You don't have to use gray brick if you want. I just decided to use gray brick. We'll turn that off actually real quick for a second. So I have a bunch of rows here of gray brick with mud. Now, just a quick note, in order to create a jungle biome, you need at least 80 mud blocks with grass on it. So I have a lot more than 80 here, obviously, to spawn, to have a better chance of spawning more of these bushes and Plantera bulbs and life hearts. So it's up to you how many rows you want. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 rows. And I guess if you want to know the length of the rows, they're about, I guess it's kind of long, you can't really see there, but they're about like 55, 56 blocks basically. You don't have to make it that exact amount though, it doesn't really matter. So what you're going to want to do though is make one row of brick and one row of grass in between. I like to leave it 3 blocks of space in between each. You don't really need to go inside to do anything because I have them actuated as well. But I just kind of like to leave it like that just in case. Plus I find that's enough as it is anyway. So anyway, one row of brick and one row of mud with grass on it. The reason why you want the brick on the bottom, or it doesn't have to be brick, whatever block on the bottom, is to prevent vines from growing down. Because what that would do, vines, if they grew downwards, it would prevent the spawn of bushes, life fruits, and Plantera bulbs. So you don't want that. You want as much spawn chances as possible. So that's the second layer there for you. So next, as you saw just earlier, you want to basically wire all the rows up with wire and actuators and attach them to a switch. And what that will do basically, if we turn that off real quick, as you can see, as I flick the switch, a couple bushes, not all of them at once, but a couple bushes will get destroyed. So I kind of just flick them once at a time. I don't want to destroy the Plantera bulb and have her spawn. And what that will do is it will cause these little jungle baits to fall down on this ledge here that I also have built. And then I can just, okay, well normally I wouldn't have my pet out, but then I can just take my net out. Whatever net you have. I'm lucky enough to have the bug net, the golden bug net I should say. It's a random quest reward from the angler. You can take whatever net you want out and just grab up that all those jungle baits. Alright, so that's the point of basically actuating those. Well, one of the points. So let's say though I wanted to fight Plantera. So what I would do basically is actuate that so that I can basically just, move around freely through this area here. As well, then I would just destroy that bulb there, and then just kind of run around down here, or not run around, but actuate that so I have a nice wide open area to fight her in. So yeah, I guess a small bonus too is you'll get, well not a small bonus, but a decent bonus, you'll get some jungle farm, depending on the size you've made it, some jungle mobs that spawn and drop jungle stuff. But that's not really so much of a bonus for me because I've made a different jungle farm for that that's a bit more efficient for that specifically. In case I want to do that. So, yeah. That's as far as pretty much the setup goes, I'm pretty sure. There is actually one other thing I will mention. If you want to farm jungle bait a different way, what I have over here in this chest is the flower boots. And the flower boots you can find randomly in jungle chests in the jungle biome. And what these do, as you can see, is whenever you walk on grass, it will grow flowers on it. So if you just put those on and grab like a flail, find a flail works good. I just walk in here. I have 2 blocks right there, as you can see, with jungle grass on it, and now there's flowers on them because I just walked on it. So I just stand on this, take the flail, aim it at my feet like that, and as you can see, it starts basically constantly spawning and destroying jungle flowers, and that will spawn jungle bait as well as jungle grass seeds. Now I actually normally don't use this method I know it seems nice and convenient, and it is, to be honest, but I actually don't really use it just because I find that those buggies, the really good jungle bait, the one that's 40% bait power, the little green and red ones basically, I find those ones spawn much more frequently out of these larger jungle bushes here as opposed to the smaller jungle flowers that those boots make. And yeah, I want more of those, and plus I find this is convenient enough as it is, this setup, so I found that I don't normally use that method, but you can if you want, it's up to you. So yeah, other than that, I guess basically for just for convenience, you might want to put up some heart lamps and some campfires to help increase your health regeneration, and maybe like a pool of honey somewhere so you can just kind of dip into that. That also helps increase your health regeneration for those Plantera fights basically. So yeah, that's pretty much it as far as my little jungle farm slash arena goes here. And alright guys, so that's how you build your own jungle farm slash arena for all the Plantera bulbs, life fruits, jungle bait, jungle fishing, and house for your witch doctor. A bunch of benefits again with this one. So yeah, hope the video helped, and leave a like if it did. And as always, subscribe here to the secret level and join me, Gurns. Always doing tons of fun videos like this. And again, if you guys have any suggestions for videos you want me to make, or if you have any questions of something I may have left out, please just leave them in the comments. Alright, so this is Gurns exiting the secret level. Check you later, guys.